Hey, how's it going? This is Chris with Rubio Surfboards. Today we're going to be going through my personal quiver, the 2010-2011 series. Their 2010 models will be retweaked, and we're going to be bringing them out for mid-2011. We're going to start off here with the compass. This is one of my favorite boards. It's kind of like the long board of my quiver. Sometimes I don't like having 9.0s or 9.3s laying around just because, you know, the space involved with having a board like that. So we decided to condense one of these models. This is a single to pronounce V at the end, single finned. The compass is an all-around great board for those days, you know, that are, I would say, calf to about head high. I wouldn't write anything overhead high with this board just because it barely has any nose rocker. Very flat and very fast board. It has a round nose to a thumbtail at the end. Very, very loose, very fluid board. The rails on this board is just, it's a 50-60 rail, and pretty much the tail is as thick as the nose. So the balance is very, very well on this board. I really enjoy riding this board on, more than I enjoy riding a longboard, I'll tell you that. I love riding longboards, but taking them out to the beach is a whole different story. It's a lot harder. One of my fastest boards on my quiver, it's called the Point. This is my favorite board. The Point is a swallowtail, twin fin, pinched rails, more nose rocker than your usual twin fin. We kind of, took this idea from the 50s, 60s, and we brought it up to date with a pronounced single concave, running to flat. This board flies. This board flies in the water. This is the Point. Very pinched rails for your rail-to-rail turns, and absolutely wonderful. You'll be throwing buckets with this board. That's the Point. Here we have one of the Rubio surfboard models that I've been using throughout 2010. This will be out in 2011. This is the Skull. Custom inlay in the bottom. It's a your high performance quad. We have some bamboo fins riding with this board. Those are my personal favorite fins. The RFC's, Rainbow Fin Company. I would say that this board could be ridden, in barreling conditions. We've had a couple of team riders that are riding this board in barreling conditions. And if you actually go on the Rubio Surfboard website, you'll see one of the riders riding this board in overhead barrels, and actually getting shacked. So it's pretty cool. Very pronounced rails on this board too. It's not as pinched as the Point. Has a single to flat. It's very, very fluid board. You have more of a little bit of a turning capability on a board similar to this, or on this board the turning is just absolutely wonderful. Cutbacks are great, just water just flies off the tail, man, on this board. I love it. One of my favorite boards. This is a Skull. I've been using this throughout 2010, 2009, and it's actually going to be coming out in our catalog. Has a nice swallowtail at the end, and this swallowtail is not as deep as the Point. The Point is a little bit more of an old school, brought back, into modern times. Our 2009, 2010 models is one of these here. We don't have a name for it. It's just a standard, fishtail, tri-finned. Absolutely wonderful board. Riding the H2s on this board. The can angle on it is just great. It holds the weight very, very, very well. This is a custom resin tint job that we do on a lot of our boards. Our customers are always wanting new ideas, new resin tints, and we try to make it happen. Has a single to double concave to it. Has a great overall, great overall feel in the water. I'd recommend this board anywhere, you know, from waist high to head high, maybe even a little bit bigger. We're working out the rails, you know, these are a little bit too boxed for this board, so we're going to be rounding off the rails for 2011 to about 2.5 feet off of the tail. So there's going to be a big difference in this board. This is one of my favorites, you know, but our 2011 model is going to be even better than this one. I'm going to show you our 2011 model, the Ghost, which is a little spin-off of the Mark Richards boards, which are deep winged boards, and this has a winged tail and then coming into a fish. And check that out. This is a tri-fin board, spoon down nose. It's good for those days that have, I would say, knee to 2 foot overhead. Has a nice rocker to it. It's for one of those guys that want to still have the feel of a longboard, the paddling, you know, capabilities, but as they step on the tail, it's just going to maneuver just like a shortboard. It has a very pronounced V at the end of the board. It's brand new. This is for one of my customers, so he's going to come pick it up. But I have one of these in the shop that I have, you know, that I take religiously to the beach. I would definitely recommend this board for, you know, anywhere for intermediate to advanced surfers. Even beginner surfers can ride this board, but if you want to take full advantage of that wingtail and the, you know, and try to you know, get the most out of this board. This board is very high performance. Rails are longboard rails. These are completely rounded at the center and completely flat rocker in the center of the board. So the board just flies once you step on it. This board doesn't even need to be pumped. It just flies. Now, our big wave boards have not come out for 2011 yet, but for 2010 we have this one that has to be still reworked, and it's still in the process. As you can tell, it's been beaten up. I've taken this board out of the country. It is an all-around amazing board. I would use this on any day that it was barreling, you know, and in all the places that I would go, you know, and in Puerto Rico, you know, definitely love this board. This board's been through hell with me out in the airports, but it's very pronounced rails. It holds very, very well in steeper waves. Has that pintail, rounded pintail. It comes into a little bit more of a pin, but you know, getting shacked on this board is definitely fun. It is 5'2", very, very thick nose. We're rounding off the nose a bit, and the pronounced rails will be diminished slightly. There's no name for this board yet because I haven't want to bring it out to the public yet, but it's an all-around great board, and we're going to be making a lot of these soon for Puerto Escondido and Puerto Rico, and hopefully going to Mundaka and using a board like this, you know. But as for now, these are some of our boards. Another big wave board that's going to be coming out is called the Scale, and that's going to be our more high performance rounded pintail, and there will be a video on that board next week. So hopefully you enjoyed my quiver, and go to RubioSurfboards.com for all the information, our photos, our videos, our team riders. We're looking for more team riders. We're looking for, you know, cool people to have a good time with out there. And hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you have any, you know, questions, feel free to call or send out an email, or however you feel like doing it. And just reach us, and we all make custom surfboards here at Rubio Surfboards. So, hope you have a good one, and check out RubioSurfboards.com for all the info, and hope to see you out on the water. Take it easy and have a good one.